Across the centuries, that you might know the truth, that you are my love and I will hold steady, that you are my love and I will hold steady. And so I came alive and covered over you, so you might know that I would carry the weight of the world to be with you. Oh, I'd give it all up to save you. I will carry you home till you're found. I will break every chain that holds you down, and I will run, no, I will run from all this pain you're going through. I came for the rescue. I came for the rescue. I've been bleeding, love, the war I fight for you, that I might be enough, that you would cry out, I'm desperate for you, that you would cry out, I'm desperate for you. Oh, I will carry you home till you're found. I will break every chain that holds you down, and I will run, no, I will run from all this pain you're going through. I came for the rescue. I came for the rescue. And I will stand, and I will fight when the darkness surrounds you in this life. I won't let you go. And I won't rest until you know that I take all the slings and the arrows just to carry you home.
This past planting season was a drought season, and it didn't make enough food for the people to be able to sustain themselves. A lot of times when that kind of desperation hits, then it really does open up the door for the gospel even more. Even a wider opportunity to share the gospel with the parents and with the children. And we've seen a tremendous move of God among the children, and their parents aren't always open to the gospel. And a bunch of the children that have received the Lord, their parents won't let them come to church. And so they have to sneak off and tell their parents that they're going to go play, and they actually go to church. And that's an amazing thing when you think of the hunger that's in the heart of those children. They see the love of God. Every week they see how much God loves them and how much He cares for them through the feeding center, because He's provided food for them.
So I have been coming on these mission trips for probably over 20 years. After doing these trips for many, many years, you start thinking, is it really making a difference? Is a few vitamins, some warm medicine, some Tylenol, is that really making a big difference in the lives of the children we see and the people of Guatemala? And it started messing with my head, I believe. I used to be thinking, should I continue doing this? Is this really helping anyone? And you know, just when I start having those thoughts, I start having people come into the clinic and telling me, yes, we were here, we saw you the last time you guys were here. And so I would ask them, did the medicine help? Did you feel any better? How are things different for you? And every time they're always very grateful, big smile, thanking us for coming, thanking us for what we do here in the villages. And that just renewed my strength, renewed my desire to continue to come and help in whatever way I can. In my own mind, I'm thinking, what can a few pills do? But when you think about these children and you see them in the clinic with huge bellies, and you know they're full of parasites, and to think that just one pill, a little bit of medication we bring, would help get rid of those parasites, and the food that we feed them from the feeding center, they're able to absorb the nourishment and not just feed the parasites in their bellies. So for sure, when we see these children from the feeding center that come to the clinic and we give them vitamins and warm medicine, and we see the difference in their lives and the difference in their appearance, the way they look, their skin, their hair, just everything about them is completely different. So I know without a shadow of a doubt that we are making a huge difference in the lives of these people. Personally, I just want to thank Gainesville Church of God, and more importantly, Pastor Chris and Sherry, for the vision they have for missions, whether it's in Gainesville or other parts of the world, just a desire to help the needy. I'm grateful to be part of that.
I'm Logan, and this is the first missions trip I've ever been on, and it has been one of the most incredible experiences I've ever had in my life. Just the camaraderie that all the people on this team have it was just amazing to me. And being able to be on the construction team, it just felt like that's where I needed to be, to help those guys out through the tough days that we had with 6 houses in 4 days. This trip has been a very emotional experience, because you just really can feel the presence of God on this trip and all that He does for you. Because back at home in your normal life, you know, you may read the Bible here and there and pray here and there, go to church and whatnot, but time doesn't really necessarily slow down and center on God. But whenever you're on this trip, everything you do here, especially for the first 4 days, is focused 100% on God and what you can do for Him, what He can do through you to better glorify His name. You really can start to see the things He does for you. You know, like the little distractions, the little panics, the little anxieties, the little moments of depression you have, all go away on this trip, just because you're not thinking about yourself. You're thinking about what you came here to do and who you're doing it for. And it's just like all of it just goes away completely. You know what you're there to do, and just thinking about it, you know, it helps you really get the job done. And you leave tired. You leave everything that you have on the mountains in those 4 days, but it's well worth it. And you can really feel the presence of God moving in this group of people.
When I got there, I'd heard so much about how everything is about the children in Guatemala, but for me, it was about the team. I have never seen such camaraderie between all of the people and how much they show love to each other. I mean, these folks went out when they were tired, when they were hurt, when didn't think they had anything more to give. I've been to several churches and I've had trouble there for different reasons, and I've never had this kind of love. When I saw this team to climb a mountain, it was an unexpected thing, and the way that they came together and made sure everybody got up, everyone, and I was one of the fallen ones. I went down and I had so many come to my rescue. It was amazing. So even though they give everything they have, the children and to the other people that need medical care, there's something about what they give each other that's just unbelievable.
Throughout this journey, God really opened my eyes in many different ways. He showed me that no matter the bumps or the curves that Satan throws at us, that if we hold on to Him as tight as possible, He'll never let us down and never let us go. He also showed me how happy people are whenever they receive His love. Like those kids, seeing the smiles on their faces, seeing us, whenever they were showing all their attention to Maria, whenever she was telling them stories. Like, honestly, we need to love God and chase after God like those kids love whenever we come, and like those kids chase after us whenever they like candy. Honestly, if we were as happy as those kids were all the time to receive God's love, then we wouldn't have anything to worry about. We wouldn't have any other problems. I mean, Satan is going to try everything he can to destroy us and throw us off the track of God. But if we cling to him like those children cling to us, then God's got us and we're guaranteed our spot in heaven. God is never going to let us down, just like he didn't let those kids down. Those kids have gone from not even having a chance of survival to sending us there, opening feeding centers, and sending us there to show them our love. And now the kids have gone from skin and bones to hair loss to being the happiest, most full of hair kids out there. And honestly, there's no other blessing than watching these kids grow in God's love and be so excited and so happy to not only see us, but to receive God's love and to receive the support that they get from GCOG and everyone else.